Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is Daily Drop number 352. We have a bit of an update in the Amy Robach ABC story. Now, you might remember the producer who ended up getting fired for it, who was working at CBS at the time, not even at ABC, Ashley Bianco. She said that she had nothing to do with it, etc., etc., and she ended up losing her job over this. Meanwhile, ABC was busy killing more Epstein stories, was busy sitting on more Epstein stories. And I had a listener who wrote in defense of George Stephanopoulos, talking about how, it was just a one-off. Well, no, not really. Not considering George Stephanopoulos works for ABC. So you're going to need to provide me some evidence if you want me to believe that somebody like George Stephanopoulos has no power at ABC to reach over to a honcho and tell him to kill this story. Now, am I saying that's exactly what happened? No, I don't know, but it's not something that we can just discount. And the fact that George Stephanopoulos was over at this guy's house after everybody knew what he was, I think it's kind of weak to try and act like, a defense could be made for George Stephanopoulos. The man's the head of news at ABC, basically. He's their guy. He doesn't know what Jeffrey Epstein is? If that's the case, why should I listen to him about anything else? So we have an update on this whole ABC fiasco, and Ashley Bianco, the young producer who ended up getting fired here, is suing Disney and ABC for $10 million. And I say good for her. So this article we have today is from foxnews.com. And the headline is, ex-ABC News staffer sues Disney-owned network over leaked Jeffrey Epstein tape. This article was authored by Brian Flood. A former ABC News producer has filed a $10 million lawsuit against the Disney-owned network, claiming it falsely accused her of leaking the infamous video of anchor Amy Robach venting on a hot mic about her bosses killing a story to protect now-deceased child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, according to the New York Post. So, all of their nonsense is going to cost them some dough here, and it should. The fact that more people weren't enraged when this story broke is almost comical at this point. Everybody wants to talk about how they're about it, and how they're willing to hold these people accountable. But when these people turn out to be friends of people on their quote-unquote tribalistic side, well, then they're not so gung-ho anymore to hold people accountable. Funny how that works, huh? And then those very same people are quick to run around and call other people biased. It's an absolute joke. How anyone can run around and act like ABC is a credible news organization at this point is beyond me. How can you stuff a story like this, step on it, squash it, quash it, destroy it, get rid of it, and then have such a bogus-ass answer to it, and in fact, such an out-of-touch answer, that you go ahead and get this young lady fired for Amy Robach spilling the beans on you? Why didn't you go after Amy Robach? Instead, you go after the low-hanging fruit like always, right? ABC, Disney, bunch of bullies. Ashley Bianco was a producer on ABC's Good Morning America before joining CBS This Morning last year, but she was abruptly fired by CBS News after ABC executives allegedly informed CBS she had access to a leaked hot mic video that revealed the Disney-owned network killed an Epstein scoop. Isn't that nice, huh? The competitors, ABC and CBS. Oh, we're competitors. Oh, the other station. But when it comes down to protecting their boy Epstein, let me get on the phone real quick. I'll call over to CBS, and I'll talk to the other scuzzbag in charge, and we'll make sure we get this young girl fired. But Epstein, we'll never hold anyone accountable for that. Never, ever hold anyone accountable for that. It's such a joke. ABC's a joke. ESPN's a joke. CBS is a joke. The legacy media is a joke. The controversial group Project Veritas published the damning video, which Bianco has long said she did not leak. Citing a Manhattan Supreme Court summons, the Post reported that Bianco accused ABC News of defaming her. And 100% correct. Nobody ever came out and said it was Miss Bianco who released this tape. Nobody said that. Where's the evidence of that? That is just what they went with. Their internal investigation. Talk about the most overused word in 2020, right? Or at least on the top 10 list. Enough with internal investigations. I'm tired of all of it. I'm tired of the BS. I'm tired of the baby shit. Enough. All right? These people defamed her. They ruined her life. And they ended up making her lose her job. So yeah. Pay this lady her $10 million and shut up and stop crying about it. Shortly after the video was publicized, defendants moved swiftly to find a scapegoat, and to that end, they knowingly made false accusations against Bianco, the summons said according to the Post. They further destroyed her career in the news industry and damaged her reputation. Yeah, I mean, look, when you get accused of something like this and you're a producer for one of these shows, that's bad news for you. How much money are they costing this gal throughout her career? I mean, being a producer on one of those shows, I'm sure you're not raking in millions or anything like that, but I'm sure you're making a decent living. And the fact that these assholes are so callous and so disgusting that when they get caught for quashing a story about the most prolific sex trafficker, not only, just in America, but right under their noses in that disgusting shithole of New York City, well, it's so sick. These people are hella sick. The whole entire operation's sick. The whole legacy media is just demented and sick. And let's be real. These same people that run around living from their ivory towers and casting down upon the rest of us were the same ones running cover for Jeffrey Epstein and breaking bread with Jeffrey Epstein. I did not leak the tape, Bianco told journalist Megyn Kelly in an interview on YouTube shortly after the incident. I'm not the whistleblower. I'm sorry to ABC, but the leaker is still inside. And that didn't matter. It didn't matter one bit. She goes out, she tells her side of the story, tells her truth, and what does bitch-ass Disney do? They call CBS to get this girl fired? All right, Karen. I mean, what are we, a whole nation of snitches now? Every time something happens and we don't like it, I'll call your boss. I'm going to get you fired. What a bunch of lame-ass nonsense is that? Where was all that piss and vinegar when people were trying to get rid of Jeffrey Epstein? When these girls, like Virginia, were begging for somebody to listen to them. Where were all of these journalists then? Remember that every single time these idiots try and disseminate information to you. It's such a damn joke. It makes me ill, honestly. I'm getting tired of it. Each day watching these people with all of their resources, all of their reach, get up there and waste their time and waste your time. It's an absolute joke, a shit show, and a dumpster fire. They should be embarrassed. At the time, Bianco denied ever communicating with anyone from Project Veritas and said she simply made a clip of the video and saved it in ABC's internal system. Bianco said she was watching the feed from her desk when Robach made the now infamous comments about ABC News refusing to air her Epstein reporting. Shouldn't the issue be that they refused to air the reporting? Not that it was leaked, not that it was brought to the public's knowledge. Shouldn't the real problem be with the contents? Shouldn't the real problem be that they killed the Epstein story? It's just like with the WikiLeaks dumps. How many people practice cognitive dissonance because they were scared it would hurt their political friends? Such a damn joke. The content is the content, folks, all right? And when it comes to a leak like this, nobody should be worried about Ashley Bianco or the person who leaked it. They should be worried about the contents and the fact that ABC News had the audacity to quash this shit because they were scared they were going to lose access to a foreign royal family. Yeah, that's okay. That's cool. These are the kind of people I want to give my subscription money to. These are the kind of people that I want to buy ads from or give them even one single dollar. Yeah, right. I had seen what she was saying, and I went to my manager, Bianco told Kelly. I essentially marked it in the system. It never left the system. We do it all the time. I may have accessed it, but I never leaked it. I never showed it to anyone. And they're not able to prove that she did that. They've provided zero proof of any of that. Like usual, just more BS from them, more nonsense from CBS, ABC. They run their shit like it's a mini fiefdom. But if, God forbid, if you own a business and you might have some issues, you better believe ABC will be showing up to kick down your door because they're for the people. Bunch of cowards, bunch of snakes. Bianco told Kelly she only jumped to a new job at CBS because the network made her a better offer. She worked at CBS for 4 days before being fired as a result of the leaked footage. Imagine? Put yourself in her shoes. And there's no evidence that she leaked it, mind you. Nobody's brought any evidence to the table, right? Now she's suing them for defamation. And she should. Reporter Yashar Ali had cited 2 sources with knowledge of the situation who claimed ABC News honchos believe they know the identity of a former employee with access to the viral footage. Ali added that ABC executives informed CBS that the potential leaker was now working at CBS, sometimes referred to as the Tiffany Network. Oh, ha 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 ha. Hey, Biff, what time is our tennis game at later? Brrr. The Tiffany Network, more like the shitbag network, the garbage network, the network of lies. Bianco was fired less than 24 hours after Ali's initial report. Bianco has maintained that she has never intended to embarrass Robach or ABC and enjoyed her time at the Disney-owned network. She should not have to apologize. They should be embarrassed by their behavior. They shouldn't be embarrassed that they quashed this story because they wanted to retain access to the royals. They shouldn't be embarrassed by that, huh? In fact, not only should they be embarrassed, they should apologize to Virginia. A formal apology on air. Whoever the honcho is, whatever that means, the honcho. What is this, a Vietnamese village during the Vietnam War? A honcho? Fuck out of here. Bianco has maintained that she never intended to embarrass Robach or ABC and enjoyed her time at the Disney-owned network. Project Veritas, whose founder, James O'Keefe, describes himself as a guerrilla journalist, published the footage, which included Robach saying ABC refused to air an interview she conducted with one of Epstein's survivors because the British royal family had objected. Isn't that nice? Just think about that for a minute. If the British royal family is in control of what ABC is disseminating, what else are they hiding? What else have they quashed? What else have they sat on? It's such a shell game. These dudes are involved in such a game of shuck and jive that it's not even funny. We don't know the real news. There's no real news anymore. There's no news station you can turn on and rely on. What are you going to rely on? Fox News? You're going to rely on MSNBC or CNN or CBS or ABC or NBC or any of these other C's? Give me a break already. These people are a business, all right? It's all about business to them. If it bleeds, it leads. And these people, all they care about are clicks and how long you're tuning in on TV. I say to hell with all of them. There are plenty of smaller outlets, independent outlets that bring the raw truth to you. We got to get ourselves off this whole entire idea that 3 or 4 news organizations are the only news organizations that are going to bring the truth to anybody. If we've learned anything in the last 10, 12 years, we know that that is a straight up bullshit lie. But yet people keep going back to these newspapers thinking that it's going to be a different story. Well, if they lied to you about one thing, what else are they lying to you about? I don't selectively choose when to like these people, all right? I find them all to be reprehensible when it comes to the major media outlets out there, and I find them all to be borderline criminal. That's right, I said it, borderline criminal. Despite widespread criticism, ABC News downplayed the significance of the video, telling Fox News that Robach's Epstein story wasn't fit to air. Now remember, all the shit that they air from anonymous sources, from this source or that source that doesn't go on the air, Virginia Roberts is not, the story that she said and told them was not fit to air, huh? How dare they? Again, they owe her an apology. Amy Robach owes her an apology. Everybody at this station. Straight garbage time. These people are the worst. The absolute worst. And what do I always tell you folks about omission, right? Lies of omission. It's not what they're lying to you about all the time. It's what they just don't tell you. And as far as the video goes, why don't you let us see if it fits, all right? Why don't you air it in its entirety and let's see what's on it? They won't, though. Bunch of coward-ass punks. At the time, not all of our reporting met our standards to air, but we have never stopped investigating the story. Ever since, we've had a team on this investigation and substantial resources dedicated to it, an ABC News spokesperson told Fox News at the time. The work has led to a 2-hour documentary and 6-part podcast that will air in the new year. Whoa, a whole 6-part podcast, huh? Wow, that's nice. That's 3 days worth of work for me, folks. I haven't missed a day since October 1st of 2019. So spare me with all of the resources you have dedicated to this story. Please. I wish I had your resources. If I had your resources, there'd be a lot more going on in this story. Believe that shit, and none of it would be quashed. So the moral of the story here is, folks, Ashley Bianco is suing these dirtbags for $10 million for defamation, and from my point of view, and from my place up here in the cheap seats, it certainly looks like she has a valid case. If you'd like to contact me, you could do that at Bobbycapucci at protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI at protonmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter at BOBBY_CAPUCCI. All of the links that go with this episode can be found in the description box. All right, folks, tomorrow morning I'll be back and we'll pick back up where we left off and we'll see what in the hell is going on in this wild and wacky world of the Jeffrey Epstein case. If you folks are going out tonight, you know what's coming next, right? Please do not drink and drive. Until tomorrow, everyone.